call the meeting to order. Everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meeting of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the Cedar Grove Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be advertised by having the date, time, and place thereof posted on bulletin boards in the district, published and or transmitted to the Verona Cedar Grove Times and Star Ledger newspapers, filed with the township clerk, and posted on the district website. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burke.
Here.
Mr. Pervulovich. Here. Mr. Schoner. Here. Mr. Mandela.
Here.
Mrs. Dye.
Here. The meeting is open to the public for comments on items on the agenda. Seeing none. Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
We have a nice little crowd here. We have happy things to celebrate today, right? Awards and cake and all sorts of, right? It's gonna be a good meeting. Absolutely. All right, we'll move right along then. Do we have any committee reports?
Yes. I attended the North End FSA.
Of course you did.
South End.
You're like somebody I know here on the board.
Yes. And needless to say, everyone's very excited that they are going back to North End School on January 2nd. I'm very excited. We discussed all the basic details about the move back and things like that. They were really thrilled about it, and I made sure everyone went and looked at the bathrooms again in South End School so they could see how great the North End will be when they go back. They're doing various fundraising activities through different websites. You click through and they get a piece of the percentage of things that you buy. That's a big thing. And their massive big thing is the Tricky Tray that they're doing in April. So that's exciting. I'm going to go, and it should be a lot of fun. So that's their big activity. But other than that, they're doing really well. They're very excited about going back. They actually have a wake up countdown day thing going, and so it should be a lot of fun. And then I also just wanted to remind everybody that there is the grand opening of the auditorium on Tuesday, December 13th. Yes,
A week from today.
December 13th. We're going to have the grand opening of the high school auditorium, and we're also going to get a preview of the play Charlotte's Web. So if you could RSVP and please come up, because it's one of the things I reminded the North End parents also about, is that they should come up and see what their kids will be going into, because it's just an amazing job they did.
It looks great.
Yes, that's it.
All right, anyone else? Yeah, I just have one thing. I attended, so as most of you know, we are conducting an audit on special services, and one component of that audit was a parent night in which parents were invited to kind of give feedback. So the auditor was there, and the meeting was at South End a couple weeks ago. Yes. And we had a really good representation of parents. We had parents with children that are being served in district, which are out of district. We had kids as young as 3-year-old, parents of 3-year-olds, and we had parents of high schoolers. So it really kind of ran the entire gamut, and it was a great discussion. I mean, we were there for hours, and it just, ways to improve, people's suggestions. A lot of people saying that they're thrilled with the way things are, and and so I went and said, obviously there's always ways of doing something better. That's what we want to do, and so we look forward to the feedback from the auditor, and I believe that's going to be sometime in January. We're going to get the entire report.
January 3rd.
Okay, but I just thought it was just a great night, I thought, and a lot of people attended, which I thought was great, because that makes it a lot more helpful when you have a lot of people explaining how they feel. So anyway, moving on. Okay, we have some board presentations. So the first one is going to be the girls cross-country team recognition. They did something pretty amazing recently, and Mr. Gogarty is going to come up here. Of course, I'll come up with you. I think I'm going to go around the other way, though.
Oh, yes. There you go, I know.
Yes. Okay, good. Thank you.
This fall athletic season, we only had one team win a conference championship, and that team was our girls cross-country team. Coached by, coached by Colleen Bolger and Christina Ruggiero, these girls finished the Super Essex Conference Colonial Division dual meets with an undefeated record of 11-0. During the SEC championships, the girls were able to cap off the 2016 conference schedule by outracing Westside High School 26-29 to win their first ever SEC Colonial Division championship. All 5 of these student athletes were selected to the SEC All-Conference team this past season. I would like to call each member of the team up to accept their awards. So once your name's called, kind of work your way up. The first one is Madison Gerard. The next one is Stephanie Herman. The next is Jillian Muzinski. Elizabeth Nemec. And lastly, Alicia Pineda. Just want to acknowledge our coaches real quick too to come up to accept their championship plaque, which I have here. Coaches Colleen Bolger and Christina Ruggiero.
Great season. Great first season coaching with them.
Yes.
Congratulations, girls.
Yes. Great job, girls. Are you taking a picture? Stand up and do one of these.
It's the interactive part of the meeting. Okay, the next presentation, actually, hold on. You ladies want to go? We totally understand, you know. I have no idea how long we may be. Oh, actually, you know what? If you could just stay through the end of the board presentations, which will be quick, we promise, just because we have something cool at the end that Mr. Mandela reminded me of. So, a couple more minutes, we promise. The next presentation is the trip proposal, the cheerleading team overnight trip to Atlantic City.
Hi.
How are you?
How are you?
Copies for everybody.
All right. Thanks.
Good evening. My name is Alyssa Calixto. I'm the head cheerleading coach here for the Cedar Grove High School cheerleading team. I stand before you tonight in hopes for our approval for our Atlantic City Nationals trip this year, and it takes place on Saturday, February 4th. We do need to go a day earlier and stay overnight, being that the competition begins earlier in the day, and we don't know the time frame until right up until the week before. So the girls have been working really, really hard since August. They take tumbling on their own time. We've been practicing endless hours a week, and they're ready to showcase all of their hard work at Atlantic City, competing against other teams within their caliber. I do have here the accommodations to get you guys through. So the entry cost for the cheerleaders is $99 per cheerleader. and it is fully covered by fundraising. We also are taking a bus down there for the evening, and that is also fully covered by the fundraising. The rooms are paid for by cheerleader, and they've been, working really hard doing fundraisers, during the week on their own time. So, the cost is pretty much covered by their fundraising and all of their hard work, which is really, really appreciated. We are taking transportation listed on here, and the food costs as well will be paid by the cheerleaders. We will be staying at the Harris Hotel in Atlantic City. How I have it set up, there will be 4 room blocks with 4 girls per room. One room will have an extra girl because there are 17 girls on the team. And there will be an extra room for myself and my assistant coach, Catherine Ralston. We're hoping that we can take the girls out to Atlantic City this year so they could showcase all of their hard work. And, just to bring them together and, there's to show them that there are other events beyond locals where they can succeed and show all of their hard work to the state of New Jersey. So do you guys have any questions?
When the bus takes you down, it stays there and then brings you back?
No, so the bus, due to cost, is taking us, they will pick us up here around 1 o'clock, and they will stay with us through midnight, up until the end of the night. The next day, after the competitions, the kids will be released to their parents due to the cost of the bus. And I will be, I spoke to Rob about getting a form created so that the parents can sign off. Almost all parents are coming, so, which is great, so nobody has to be released to anybody else's parents. So all parents are on board to come onto the trip. So we are going to be releasing the children after the event to their parents so that their parents can take them home, because the cost of the bus was very expensive to have it for 2 nights.
So only the girls are staying with the girls?
Yes,
Girls
they're,
all
the,
stay
yep,
together,
the,
no one else?
there's no one else in the room. It's just the girls, and then 4 girls per room. One room will have 5, and the assistant coach and myself will be in another room. And when we book it, we are able to room block them all together, so we are all on the same floor and right next to each other.
It's great.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and then it is the last presentation, right? You didn't sneak another one like on there that I didn't see? Okay. So it's a recognition of really, it's recognition of Pam Berg, so who's been on the board for 2 terms, 6 years. I know she thinks it probably just flew right by, So I have a couple things I want to say, and I think you want to say a couple things, right? And we had something and cake and big celebration. So anyway, so Pam has been on the board, like I said, since 2010. Prior to being on the board, she was actually president of the North End FSA. And for those of you who don't know, Pam is also a teacher at Verona High School. So clearly, Pam cares about kids, both in her paid job and her unpaid job. For the last 5 years, Pam and I have served on the finance committee together, and every year for 4 months, we would review every line item together. I'm going to miss doing this with her. She's as detail-oriented as I am and as fiscally responsible, so it was a great partnership. These are difficult shoes to fill, my fellow board members, I'm just telling you. Being on the board isn't as glamorous and as easy as we sometimes make it appear. We struggle with different topics and situations, and the answer is not always easily in view. For my entire time on the board, I've served with Pam, and even in those late hours, sometimes really late hours, when tensions may run a little high, Pam has always been calm and respectful of everyone's opinion, and I will miss that voice of calm. I am now the lone female up here, so I will really miss that voice of calm. Pam, thank you for all of your contributions and everything that you've done and all of your time, and we will greatly miss you.
I'd like to just say something too before if we're doing something
We're
else.
doing something, yeah, go
But
ahead.
I'm the oldest board member in years. Am I the oldest?
think you might
I'm
be,
the oldest board
yeah.
member overall. But I'll say in experience. I like that one better. But when I first met Pam, was at a North End FSA meeting. I was the liaison. And then when a seat was opening up on the board, I don't recall how it started. It was probably Pam showed interest, and then we spoke very early on, and I was so happy when she decided to run for the board, because I know it was a difficult decision, because it is, it's not what everybody thinks it is. It could be time-consuming at times. It definitely puts a toll or a strain on some relationships sometimes that you don't want there to be a strain. And it just really invades into your personal life, even when you don't think it's going to. And when she decided to come on the board, from day one, Pam's been my voice of reasoning. The joke amongst the board members is that I love to talk, which is a surprise to, not a surprise to many of you. But not that I love to talk, but I also get emotional, and I get the emotion comes from my passion, but sometimes that could be misguided. And Pam was the one person that can talk to me and bring me down from the ledge, and just really just talk to me and make me understand what was really going on, or to take a step back, or to just wait and see, or just different things. And I counted on that. And I respected it. And I trusted it. And I knew it came from a place from somebody that cared not only for me, but for the board and what was right for the community. And that's what I'm going to miss the most, because I don't know if there's anyone else that's going to be able to do that to me the way Pam did. Joe was second. But I am going to miss you, and thank you for what you've done for this community. We've gone through new administration team together. We've gone through writing, the new curriculum that's been presented to us over the years. We've gone through 2 bond referendums. I think we've run the gamut.
You read my notes.
I did? I'm sorry.
No, it's
But I think it's an experience that I hope either one of us will ever forget. And I don't know if I could have stayed on as long as I did if it wasn't for you. So thank you.
I just to add a couple words. Being a board member has changed significantly over these last 6 years. When I first joined the board, we were still using phone chains for snow days. If any of you know that, one person would call the next person, the next person. So it's changed significantly. Early in my tenure, the focus of the board had been getting our annual budget approved. And that was a big deal, and it took a huge amount of effort, and it was hard. And then when they failed, which they typically did, we were dealing with the town council to determine what would remain within the budget. But now the board is able to plan a budget for each year without concern of items being cut. In addition, the relationship with the town council is healthy and constructive, which only benefits the community. As I reflect, Frank kind of highlighted all those things. Think, what have we accomplished? New administration, 2 referendums passed and implemented. We got a little spoiled with our roof, windows, and doors. That went so well, but this one's almost over too. Technology enhancements, park rollout with impressive results. 2nd year park rollouts. Cedar Grove High School, number 30 for language arts. Cedar Grove High School, number 51 for math. 30 and 51 in the state, guys. I mean, year 2, which is phenomenal. Curriculum improvements, administrative changes, dual enrollment at the high school this year. All the students are taking PSATs and SATs. We're increasing our AP offerings and enrollment, so there's significant things happening. And as the community changes, and it kind of talks about this, and I hold this true, don't let the urgent distract you from the important. And then a perfect example of that is let the people in place do their job. Look at what happened at North End. It was a disaster. But in 30 days, the team, new school, kids were fine. the community, what the community did for the school and the teachers and the kids in decorating Woodland Park. And you know what? It's over. They're coming home. And all of the hype and all of the stuff that we had to live with was before anything happened, and it's fine. So just the motto is don't let the urgent overtake the important, because what's important is all the things that we're able to accomplish. So thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I was
We
just
have-
commenting on the
okay,
side here that
good.
I didn't want to follow that. I wanted to give Mrs. Burke the final word, but graciously, I guess I'll take it. As a colleague, as an elected official, there are others in the room. I thank you for that. As a board, we thank you for that. But perhaps more importantly, personally, as my sounding board, as someone who's helped lead the charge to get the things done that Mr. Mangili and I covet, the things that in large part were on your list. You were right there with us. You were driving that bus with us. And it's all about the folks standing in the back of the room, the student athletes, that we do this. And you've been a champion for making this school district better for our kids. So thank you.
Absolutely. Yes.
So we're just going to take a quick break and have cake, and then we will resume in a few minutes. So, fantastic. Okay, so just to continue a little bit with our presentation, we were so anxious for the cake that we jumped it just a tiny bit, and we forgot to actually present Mrs. Burke with a little token of our appreciation. So this is for you and all your years of service and everything they said as far as being the voice of reason and to just a good fellow board member. We're going to miss you. Thank you. We appreciate it.
You want a picture of that? Do you want a picture of that? What?
It's a weapon.
Well, it could be.
No, I mean a picture of those two doing that.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
That is beautiful. With gratitude to your board of education.
Yay.
Very nice. Thank you.
I like it.
All right, we'll take a picture then so we can post it and it's official, so.
Okay.
It's not official if it's not posted.
No, absolutely not.
They say
Absolutely
these
not.
days.
Because, you know, Mr. Schoner is going to want to post it on every social media
Oh,
site
yeah,
humanly
yes.
possible, so that's why he's here, right? We'll just, she can hold it.
You have a nice phone.
See, now the newspaper guy feels guilty not doing it.
Although here's the difference, he knows how to use his phone. He does.
Oh, geez.
Did you get it?
Take a picture.
Don't be checking text, just take the photo. Oh, really, here, just do me.
Use Christie's.
Here you go. It's done. It's good.
Yes, no, yes, yes.
Okay, here.
Absolutely.
One more time.
Promise me 9 o'clock here.
I also promised you bread.
Do you want us to move back?
You want us to move back?
I don't like those chairs there. That's better.
Whatever makes you happy, Frank.
Don't ever say those words again.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we're really moving on. All right, back in session, even though I think technically we were before, but that's okay. All righty, from the Office of the Business Administrator and Board Secretary, can I have a motion for B1 and B2?
So moved. Second.
B1 is a motion to approve the public and executive minutes of November 15th, 2016. And B2 is a motion to approve the board secretary's certification to the Cedar Grove Board of Ed pursuant to the code that no line item account has encumbrances and expenditures which in total exceed the line item appropriation in violation of the code. And further pursuant to the code, no major account or fund has been over-expended in violation of the code. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burke.
Yes.
Mr. Pervulovich.
Yes.
Mr. Schoner.
Aye.
Mr. Mandela.
Aye.
Mrs. Dye.
Yes. Under business, oh, what the heck? Can I have a motion for B3 through B17?
Second.
B3 is a motion to approve payment to cover the cost for the student ID listed to attend project graduation to be held in June 2017, the amount of $300. B4 is a motion to rescind Resolution B11 from the November 15th, 2016 board meeting and to approve Brahma Construction Corp. Payment Application Number 6 in the amount listed therein for work done at North End and South End. B5 is a motion to approve Brahma Construction Corp. Change Order Number 4 in the amount listed therein for work done at South End. B6 is a motion to approve Brahma Construction Corp. Change Order Number 8 in the amount listed therein for work done at, help me, I don't see,
No, we
where is it for B6?
Which one are you looking at?
B6? Is it North End?
don't.
I was thinking that, I just didn't want to assume. Okay, so B6 is for North End. B7 is a motion to approve ML Inc.'s payment application number 9 in the amount listed therein for work done at the high school. B8 is a motion to approve ML Inc.'s change order number 6 in the amount listed therein for work done at the high school. B9 is a motion to approve ML Inc.'s change order number 8 in the amount listed therein for work done at the high school. B10 is a motion to accept the generous donation of $3,000 from the South End FSA to be used towards the losses due to the asbestos in construction at South End School. Thank you. B11 is a motion to accept the donation of 75 student desks from Livingston School District to Cedar Grove High School. All donated desks will be placed in classrooms which have older desks. B12 is a motion to accept the donation from Ms. Lathium Ferber of a Canon Pixa Pro 100 wireless inkjet printer for the high school. Thank you. B13 is a motion to approve the removal of $97,724.04 from the maintenance reserve account pursuant to the code to be used in the general fund maintenance account. B14 is a motion to approve the subscription busing contract with the parents of the student with the ID listed therein in the amount listed therein for the 2016-2017 school year. B15 is a motion to accept the generous donation of $496 from the High School Music Matters to be used to reimburse the board for a jazz band field trip. B16 is a motion to approve Brahma Construction Corp. Change Order Number 9 in the amount listed therein for work done at North End. And B17 is a motion to approve and submit the 2016-2017 IDEA grant amendment to allocate the carryover funds from the 2015-2016 year in the amount listed therein. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burke,
Yes.
Mr. Pavulovich,
Yes.
Mr. Shoner,
Aye.
Mr. Mandela,
Aye.
Mrs. Dye.
Yes. Under personnel, can I have a motion for S1 through give me a second, 14?
So moved.
Second?
S1 is a motion to approve the revised submission of the 2016-17 Statement of Assurance to the New Jersey Department of Education. S2 is a motion to affirm the superintendent's report on harassment, intimidation, and bullying from November 15, 2016. S3 is a motion to approve the submission of the superintendent's merit goals, 2 qualitative and 1 quantitative, for the 16-17 school year. S4 is a motion to appoint the following staff in accordance with the state emergent hiring start date procedures. S5 is a motion to approve Nick Franciosa, close enough, sorry, Assistant IT Tech at the rate listed therein, effective December 3rd, 2016 through June 30th, 2017. S6 is a motion to approve Rafael, Laraquente, I was close, substitute custodian for the district, effective January 2nd, 2017. S7 is a motion to approve the following stipend positions for the 2016-2017 school year. S8 is a motion to approve on second reading the proposed trip to Washington, D.C. for the 26 students, 3 chaperones, and Mr. Konopka from May 12th to May 16th, 2017. S9 is a motion to reimburse the following school-based volunteers for fingerprinting expenses. S10 is a motion to approve the following at the school, as school volunteers. S11 is a motion to approve the following substitute teachers for the 2016-2017 school year at the rate listed therein. S12 is a motion to authorize attendance at the following events. S13 is a motion to approve the following leave of absence. And S14 is a motion to approve the following students for classroom observation. Any questions or any discussion or any of those things? All right, roll call, please.
Mrs. Burke,
Yes.
Mr. Pervulovich,
Yes.
Mr. Shoner,
Aye.
Mr. Mandela,
Aye.
Mrs. Dai.
Yes. Under curriculum, can I have a motion for S15 and S16?
So moved.
Second.
S15 is a motion to approve the following staff for curriculum writing. And S16 is a motion to approve the following curricula that has been revised and aligned to the New Jersey Student Learning Standards. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burke,
Yes.
Mr. Pervulovich,
Yes.
Mr. Shoner,
Aye.
Mr. Mandela,
Aye.
Mrs. Dai.
Yes. I guess I just had a quick question, Mr. Featherman. We had talked about you providing just a brief update on where we stand with construction projects. Should we do that at this point, and then we'll move on to if anybody has any comments on or off the agenda? I asked Mr. Featherman in light of the exciting news at North End that we're coming home, and just some, small victories at the high school, if he would just give everybody a small update on where we are and some of the things that we've accomplished lately.
Be glad to. As you had heard earlier from Mr. Shoner, his North End report, it's official. We have our CO, we've received final air clearances, we're cleaning floors, we're applying the waxes and the polishes, the bathrooms look great. We are on target to return January 2nd to North End School. We had sent an e-blast out just the other day to the parents of the North End Learning Community. Attached to that were the final air clearances that were performed by Hero Consultants. So it's happening. It's been a long road for all of us, but we think we've kept the best interest of the kids and our staff in mind always, as a board and as the administrative team. I'm not going to toot our own horn, but we're not done yet. They're not home yet, but it's been a collective effort, and we're proud of every one of us. So we should all be proud of what we've accomplished. So we're going back. No stopping us now. At the high school, great news there. There are lots of things going on with curriculum and instruction, of course, and programming, but lots of people want to know about what's happening with the field project. Well, there's about 100 yards of turf, field turf down at the high school. We've got at least a portion of the parking lot paved, so things are happening. The auditorium, I was there this evening. We've got lights being hung by the chimney with care. I mean, we've got battens filled with light fixtures now, and our tech people will be trained on Thursday afternoon into the evening on how to work the soundboard and program the lights, all of our digital light systems. We've been saying this for some time, but we're getting there. We're getting there, and it's going to look great in all of that. But seriously, we're happy to tell you that we're turning the corner on some of these important projects that you, the Cedar Grove community, has invested millions, 14.886432 to be specific.
But who's
I made that
rounding?
number up, but who's counting? Spent nearly, a lot of money. So I think your investment is coming to fruition. We can't wait to see you next week. Come see us with the meet and greet on the 13th. Meet your new board officials and come see a preview of Charlotte's Web. I'm just thrilled to have the kids back in that space again. The set has by and large been built this past weekend, so it's coming back to life with what's most important to all of us, the kids' work. So thanks for being patient. Our next meeting on the 20th, we'll have a little bit more to talk about in my superintendent's report. I promise no more photos of bathrooms. Ain't gonna do it. I told you that the last time. The bathrooms are done.
We didn't get any photos today. I know.
Because this was an unofficial report.
No, it's funny you say that, actually.
They really,
They do,
stealing the
right?
thunder.
They do. I know, they really do.
However, Angel queued up some photos for us. The quality is a bit suspect. Are they worth even pulling up, or?
Is it the photographer or is it the actual equipment?
Might have been.
I'm not sure, but I think.
Was it you?
No, well, one picture was me, but
We snapped a few
A
photos
couple
with our
was-
smartphones, and
right,
we're hoping to bring
right.
just a little teaser.
it kind of looked a little bit better on social media, maybe, so I'm just saying.
Is it worth, no good?
Well, now you can't keep us in suspense,
Right,
now you gotta do it anyway, so,
Oh, I think you
go
should-
ahead. Come on.
It's just us.
Right,
Yeah,
it's just us, and
It's
the,
us and
and the,
12,000
right, the
others.
12,000 other people watching.
Yeah.
Come on, the turf was exciting.
Really,
It really was, actually.
it's happening.
I had an opportunity to go to the high school last Friday with Mr. Featherman and Mr. Mangili and Mr. DeVita, and we got to actually stand on the turf, and it was very exciting. And you can just kind of envision how it's gonna be soon.
Is it nice and squishy?
It was new looking, so. But first, the auditorium.
Okay.
Looks great.
It looks so different in there. I mean, the walls are just gray, the ceiling is
There's
black.
a set for Charlotte's Web there?
It's amazing. Those awesome railings on the side. There's the turf,
Oh, wow.
and that's the bleachers right there. That's not a good sign. It's a picture of the scoreboard, but not very, it got cloudy.
Look at that one, huh?
There we go,
There
see?
we go, touching turf right
We're
there.
standing on it.
I want that on the front page of the Roanoke City Grove
That's
Times.
exactly it. That's the one. I'll send you a better one. It looks nicer from my phone.
Might want to run a little long.
Right. Yeah, because the last 5x7 you ran of all of us really wasn't that fantastic. I'm just gonna point that out, so maybe you could kind of, make us feel better with this better one. I'm just saying. That's a great photo.
Joshua's got some juice over there. I think you might be able to make something like that happen.
I think so. It may be, right? If we guilt him enough. All right, so that's just, small victories, and we're getting there, and it's very exciting. And clearly, it's taken just a tad bit longer. And Mr. Mangili, by the way, has just been awesome, because all of this madness has actually been happening in his school, and I can't even imagine the stress level. But look, he's all smiling. He looks totally fine about everything. So it's great. So, well, it's going to be great. That's what I keep hearing somebody say, so it's gonna be. So, and it's starting to look great. I mean, it really was. I can't even convey how exciting it was to stand there on the field and think about what's gonna happen in just a few months. I mean, just with graduation and football and lacrosse and just soccer, and it's really gonna be, it looks nothing like it used to. Track, yeah.
It's at home.
We're gonna, yeah, it's so close. So anyway, so it's really, really exciting. So we're excited. So, all right, moving on. Sorry not to, but that's good stuff. Okay, so now the meeting is open to the public for comments on items on or off the agenda. Yes. Mr. Schoner, you're in charge of the microphone, please.
I'm just gonna be real quick. Jennifer Rosani, 17 Wildwood Trail, Bruton. I came just for two reasons. One is to give an apology to the board, and especially Mike Featherman. I had the opportunity to read the teacher's contract. And you also have to understand, we never got our contracts until August. Okay, so, and I never saw a teacher's contract before. So I read the teacher's contract, and somewhere in the time span there, it was negotiated that the CGA president would negotiate with the superintendent for days off. My contract still says the board does it. So there's a confusion there, and I guess the teachers would override the secretary contract. So that's where that comes in. And there is still a couple of other confusing things in there. And being that it's a brand new contract for us, because we haven't gotten it until August, it was negotiated where there's a 14th day for secretaries as well as teachers that has to do with Memorial Day. That wasn't acknowledged in the 13 days where it says that a secretary is entitled to 13. It should say 14. And then in the teacher's contract, it says one thing, Secretary's contract, it says another, and then on the district calendar, it's not even listed on there. So this causes a lot of confusion, I think, and I just wanted to, just to let you know that. And I don't know if you had an opportunity to speak with the court attorney at this point.
We did,
You did,
yes.
and he said,
We can share, well,
it's okay.
we don't want to beat the proverbial dead horse. I appreciate the apology. I'm speaking on behalf of the board.
Absolutely.
Statutorily, and what you just reflected on,
Right,
there really is no avenue at this time
right.
for you to pursue that request.
Okay.
That's the official.
Okay. Thank you.
And you do know we've started discussions, so if there's things that you just said,
Yeah.
I hope you've had the discussion where they bring to the table the discrepancies on those things you were just discussing.
Well, it
So-
was discussed. Matter of fact, part of the paperwork that I had given had showed that in 2011, that was approached. So it's never been set. That's just the way it is.
No, I mean your discrepancy we were saying in the secretary's contract and the teacher's contract.
Yes,
If there is something, this is the time for you to be having those discussions on your side.
I did, right.
Okay, great, good.
It wasn't fixed. That's why.
No, I mean for the next, we're in negotiations for the upcoming contracts. We started those discussions. I don't know if you're aware of that. So this is the time to, if they're going to talk about that or bring it to our attention, this is the time for us to look at that. So, but that would be a discussion you would have on your side if they brought it forward. But I didn't know if you were aware we started discussions,
No.
so that's why I was bringing it to your attention.
Okay,
Okay?
all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, anyone else? I close that portion of the meeting. Future, announcement of future meetings, December 20th, here, Media Center, 7 PM exec, 8 PM regular. And then the big one, January 3rd, 2017, reorg meeting. Mr. Valero, he's itching to get up here, don't worry. January 3rd is your night.
He's crazy.
7 PM executive, 8 PM regular. I just want to say, I know that there's, I think a couple of us won't be at the next meeting, so this is the last meeting with the 5 of us.
Yes.
So,
Thank you.
that's kind of a thing, so
Thank you
it's
for
been fun.
Teaching me a couple of things, and hopefully I'll be calling you on tomorrow.
Hopefully.
Well, because I can't rely on certain things.
She's hoping, or you're hoping she answers the phone. That's what he's hoping.
That's true.
So, all right, any other discussion, comment, anything?
No, it'll be my last, I won't be at the 20th meeting, so I just wanted to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, happy holiday season, healthy, enjoy your family and the time when we have a break, and I'll see you at the reorg meeting, so enjoy the season.
Some of us will be here on the 20th, so we'll
Yes.
say that then. So, motion to adjourn,
So moved.
Second.
roll call?
Mrs. Burke.
Yes.
Mr. Parulovich.
Yes.
Mr. Shoner. Aye. Mr. Mandela.
Aye.
Mrs. Dye.
Yes, the meeting is over. Have a good night, everybody.